Hello, and welcome to the first live that I will be doing in this group. And we'll see how this begins to open and transform and change. I didn't have a previous plan for this group. This is just newly emerging. So, really going with the organic flow of things and seeing what you need in the community, what you guys are asking for. Some of you are also amazing contributors in the realm of relationships and intimacy, and I'm looking forward to talking to you as well. And I'm just really hoping with this that we can create a forum and a place to resource each other, to connect with each other, sort of while we go through these changes. It's a really interesting opportunity that we have in front of us as we're being presented with a lot of changes and a lot of shifts, a lot of different emotions within ourselves, within others. There's a lot of opportunity for much deeper intimacy here with yourself and with others. And that to me is a really juicy opportunity. So, as much as things may seem difficult, I really want to also just set this intention that there is an opportunity for a lot of beauty within this as well. And I say this, I have an intuition about it. I have a feeling about it. And some of you may have intuitions and feelings as well. But back in December, I was called into a state of meditation and fasting for 10 days. And in those 10 days, what became really clear to me was that I was going to be canceling all of my live events until September 2020. That was what came through. And as I did this, I have to say there were some fears. I love doing my live events. I love contributing. I love, supporting my family with the money that I make from those events. And so it was a very odd thing, but there was just such a really grounded, heart-centered energy in this intuitive feeling. And now that things have unraveled a little bit, I'm now seeing exactly why I was being asked to make that choice. Whether you want to believe in something else or your own internal wisdom, there was something that was calling to me to make that shift. And so in that energy, what I found is a real reassurance that there is something birthing from this situation that I think is going to be powerful for all of us. And I just really want to be here to support you guys through the challenges so that you can birth more of that beautiful stuff and be able to take care of yourselves and your loved ones during this time of change. Yes. So one of the things that I'm noticing in the different messages that I'm getting and the different questions that I'm getting is that there are a lot of decisions being asked of us right now. And depending on your situation, it may just be decisions that you're making as a person in your own home, living by yourself. It may be choices that you're being asked to be made in a partnership. It may be with a parent of your child that you're not with currently. It may be that you're single and dating and trying to make those choices. Maybe that you have children. I know a lot happened for me yesterday. I sort of heard through the grapevine the schools were going to get shut down the day before. So I kind of knew it was going to happen. So it meant reconfiguring my business. Some of the things happening meant reconfiguring how I'm doing business. Some clients are self-isolating. So it's like, how can I go more online? How am I going to homeschool my child and work at the same time? I had a very panicked call from my ex-husband, my daughter's father, wanting to plan all these things that honestly, we can't really quite plan for it this time. We can make some decisions at this time, and some decisions are just going to have to wait and see how things unfold. So there was a lot there. And what I find in these situations is that if you can, if you're feeling like you have to make a choice and you're feeling panicked or uneasy or in fear, what I would really call you to do is just to find a quiet space, wherever that is, whether, maybe you are out and about and it's in your car, maybe you are still at work, it's there, maybe you're self-isolated at home and it's at home, whether it's like the bathroom, find a nice quiet place where you can just be with yourself and just start by taking some nice deep breaths. Just taking some nice deep breaths, feeling into your body, feeling into, your sense of self, feeling into your heart, and just moving into that place so that you can come to this place of choice that you're going to be making, or this conversation that you might be having, from a place of real centeredness, groundedness, a place of being in your heart, being able to discuss something in a way that is both honoring to you and honoring to the other person, a place where you can be present and compassionate with all the viewpoints being presented, because you may be someone that feels very comfortable with what's going on and in a place of ease, and you might be someone that does not. And the person that you're talking to, or the person that you're making choices with, or the person, or the situation that's coming up may not be in their ease, and or maybe they are, they could be the exact opposite of you. And so really we need to take some nice time for ourselves just to breathe and continue recentering ourselves before we're making these choices, if that's possible for you. So for instance, my ex called me yesterday. I was actually in a business meeting. So I just texted him back and just said, you know what, I'm in a meeting. And then, I've got some things to do with our daughter, and can I contact you later when I have some private time? And so I waited until the evening, felt really centered, had my daughter in bed, and called him back. And we had a really great discussion about what decisions we could make now, what decisions we were kind of have to wait for, what decisions we're going to look for some more information on because we didn't agree. So there was some decisions about what would happen if one of us got sick, and we kind of were coming at it from two different viewpoints. And so, at that moment, we made an agreement that we would actually go and seek out some resources and just find out really what would be the best choice in that circumstance. Because really, neither of us are health professionals, and we didn't really know. We kind of had a guess and a sense about it, but we really wanted to honor each other's viewpoints. So that's really something that is really important. Practicing your listening skills is also going to be really key for most of us. It's going to be really settling into our hearts and really listening to the person and hearing what they're saying, hearing what they're feeling without judgment, because what they feel is what they feel. And, it's not your job. It's not up to you to change that. Everybody has their own experiences from which they, experience things. And we really need to honor that in each other if we want to be able to work through critical situations with one another. And allowing yourself the same thing. So, if you're talking to someone and they're not really honoring your feelings and you don't really feel like they're present, also give yourself permission just to say from a really heart-centered place, I'm not really feeling like you're hearing me or feeling me. And asking for what you want with words like, it would support me if, you would do this. And if that person says, well, I can't really do that, you could say, well, is there another way that we could sort of make this particular dynamic happen, or this situation to be more easeful, or whatever it is that you're really wanting in that support, right? Maybe everybody is really triggered and it's not feeling good. You're not feeling like you're able to really make a great choice. You're having a great conversation. It might be that everyone just requests to have a few minutes by themselves where they can center and get back into their hearts and then come back to the situation. And it needs to be very clear, that kind of intention, rather than, okay, we're just going to break. Because sometimes when we break, we can actually go into our heads and start actually mulling over a situation more and get more triggered. So it's really important, the agreement when you break apart for a matter of time, is that you're both going to go into your hearts, breathe, let go of things, really tap back into your wisdom. Okay. And I have a lovely technique I'm going to share with you here for a few moments for making those choices and making, and tapping into that internal wisdom that you have. And I have had so many clients just find this really valuable. And so I'm going to share it with you. And I found it really valuable too. So I'm going to share it with you now. So when you find that you have a choice coming up, one of the quickest and easiest ways to tap into your own wisdom is to just start by taking some nice deep breaths. It's really moving into your heart. It's really dropping in there. And asking your heart the question that you would like the answer to. And really listening with the mind. Really just listening, not judging, just listening. And you may find that the answer that emerges there just feels absolutely easeful. It feels calming. You'll know when you sort of tap into the truth of who you are and the truth of your internal wisdom, when there's a greater ease that surfaces. Now, if it's not, and you're finding there's some conflict between the mind and the heart, go ahead and continue this process by moving down into your power center. So down into your belly, into your gut, and taking some nice deep breaths again, and asking your gut the same question and seeing what it has to say to you. From there, just again, listening to the gut. From there, then moving down into your sex, moving down into that creative, sacral space of creation, sexuality, root, moving down into your sex, closing your eyes again, breathing into it. And when you feel ready, asking the same question of your sex. And then you're going to move way up to what I call your higher self. So just taking some nice deep breaths, imagining the most wise, highest version of yourself being there with you and asking them the same question. And again, witnessing this with your mind. And then moving into your mind and taking all the information from all of your centers and allowing it to be heard and assimilated, and really feeling into that, all of that information now with your heart, and making the choice from there. A choice that feels honoring to you, that feels like it has an expansive energy, that feels like it's coming from a place of real love and choice. And make that choice. That is all I have for you right now. Beautiful people. I'm going to get back to my family now and enjoy some time with my daughter. And I wish you all very wonderful days, no matter what you might be going through at this moment. My heart is with you. And if there's any specific support you need, please do put a posting up in the group. There are so many amazing people joining this group every minute. It's developing very quickly. There's some people that can offer some great support and perspective here. I will be tapping in when I can. And yes, this is a place where you can have privacy. The people in this group, this is the energy being created, are here to be supported and support one another. And you are very much a part of that. Okay. Bye.